new Empowered Moments video for the week of Monday, August 15th through Sunday, August 21st, 2022. For this week's Empowered Moments video, we'll be using the Universal Celtic Tarot by Floriana Nativo and Christina Scagliotti for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Sacred Traveler Oracle cards by Denise Linn. So just a reminder, we're halfway through the month of August. If you haven't already watched the monthly August Empowered Moments video, please go onto my website and watch that monthly Empowered Moments video all about the month of August. It's been a big month so far, and we're not done yet, right? So we have the astrology of the month, we have the numerology of the month, a message from our angels and guides for the month, as well as a special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for this week, let's go ahead and do an empowered moment. So this week we have Mars, the planet of energy, action, and forward movement, moving into the sign of Gemini. That's going to be the highlight this week. So if we can kind of just settle into our seats here, close our eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, find your center, visualizing golden white light all around you. The golden white light of God's source energy universe, Great Spirit, all that is. The golden white light of unconditional love, compassion, healing, guidance, protection. Let's breathe that in deeply into every cell of our body. And as we exhale, we're letting go of all that our body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And in this week, where we have Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, moving into the sign of Gemini, sign of the twins, one of the signs that rules the mental realm. Let's focus on the idea of sparking new ideas and perceptions into our consciousness. Mars is the activator. Mars is a fiery planet full of passion and energy. It likes to fuel whatever it touches. And now it's going to be touching that energy of air sign Gemini, that rules all of our mental processes, our thoughts, our ideas, perceptions, communications, learning, networking. And let's intend that Mars is going to fuel these wonderful new ideas into our life, these awesome new perceptions into our life. It's going to inspire us through communication and through learning. What new things do you want to learn? Ask that Mars fuel that energy for you. Let's breathe in that intention of Mars fueling these new ideas and perceptions, interactions with others, communications with others. Breathing that in and activating that to every part of our consciousness. And when you feel like that's complete, You can slowly return to this time and this place by opening your eyes and returning to this moment. So we're going to show you the stones of choice for this week. I want to just say a quick thank you to all of you who supported me with your comments and sending your love, light, and healing energy. As you can probably guess, I'm still trying to get over whatever it is that's going on physically, health-wise. We've had a lot of energies, right? With August being Lionsgate portal of energy that has supposedly officially closed as of August 12th last week. We had a full moon in Aquarius last week that also was quite a powerhouse of energy. I want to say that just because those energies are now coming to a close, that doesn't mean that everything's going to be smooth and calm and nothing's happening, no movement. Because if you think about it in terms of the metaphor of a wave crashing on the shore, right? When the wave is cresting and it's getting larger and larger, that's kind of like the energy building, which is what we've experienced the first half of the month. But once the wave crashes on the shore, we have the aftermath of whatever is happening as a result of that wave crashing on the shore. Another metaphor would be a woman giving birth, right? She's going through the labor pains and she might be in labor for quite a while, and things are getting intense, the energies are getting intense, and that's the crescendo of the energy that we experienced the first half of the month. But now that the baby is being born, so to speak, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be settled, that everything's done and over and peaceful and calm, right? Then the real work begins of taking care of that baby. So the second half of August, and even as we move into the next month and the next month, as I think about what the numerology vibration of September and October are going to be, we're still moving into a lot of healing and shifting. And one of the big things too is that Mars-Uranus North Node conjunction we had on the 1st of August. Well, just because that is come and gone, again, it doesn't mean that whatever that conjunction had to do with in our own individual lives or in the lives of the collective of humanity, it doesn't mean that it's done and over, because other planets will come along and trigger that conjunction point. So we still have a lot of energies that are going to be shifting and releasing and purging and redirecting and all of those things that will be coming up. So let's go ahead and take a look at your stones of choice here. But again, I guess I started out by wanting to say thank you to all of those who sent your healing energy. You can please continue to send me your healing energy. Okay. So the first stone of choice is tangerine quartz. These are special intention pendants that I've created. This tangerine quartz is it's wrapped in silver wire, and it's Reiki infused or Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 3. Number of joy, happiness, abundance, and expansion. The energies of the sign of Scorpio, sign of sensuality, sexuality, clairsentience, and personal power. The activation and balancing of the sacral chakra, the chakra that rules creative self-expression, passion, and sexuality. And the energy of Archangel Haniel, the archangel of increased intuition and healing abilities, and who is known for her connection to moon goddess energies. So again, this is tangerine quartz, a nice light orange color, actually matches my dress here. Okay, your second stone of choice is lepidolite. I never think that it quite captures the beauty of the lepidolite when I have it on my website with all these special intention pendants, and it just doesn't look like it does in person. You can see there's kind of this reflective quality to the lepidolite. It's a light purple colored stone. matching the background here, the backdrop, really nicely. But the lepidolite is wrapped in silver wire, and it's Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 7, the number of deep psychological connection to subconscious patterns and the healing of those patterns. The qualities of Pluto, planet of transformation, transition, and transmutation of lower vibrational energies and thoughts. The energies of the element of water for gentle flowing release and emotional healing. And the energies of Archangel Raphael, Archangel of healing the emotional and physical body, as well as Archangel Haniel, Archangel of intuitive, psychic, and healing abilities, and Saint Germain, the Ascended Master of the Violet Flame of Transmutation. Okay, that's lepidolite. And then our last stone of choice here is one of everybody's favorites, citrine. So this is a citrine pendant, Reiki charged with the vibration of the number 3, number of creative self-expression in all forms of communication, including writing, speaking, and teaching. The qualities of Jupiter, planet of expansion, growth, and opportunity. Qualities of the fire element for confidence, courage, leadership, and the energies of Archangel Gabriel, the angel who supports and inspires those with a life purpose involved with communication, and Archangel Michael, who leads us to the next step of our highest and most important destiny path. All right. So again, those stones of choice are the beautiful tangerine quartz, the lovely purple lepidolite, and one of the most popular stones, the citrine. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the astrology of the week. So on Tuesday, the 16th, we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, the mental realm, thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communication, in his home sign of Virgo, where he's much more logical and analytical and detail-oriented, likes to pick things apart, sometimes can be a little overly perfectionistic or self-critical, and even sometimes critical of other people. Mercury in Virgo is going to be in a positive trine connection to Uranus, the Great Awakener. Uranus, the planet of liberation and freedom. Uranus, the planet of expecting the unexpected and redirection energies. Now, Uranus rules the God mind, and so with Mercury ruling the lower ego mind and Uranus ruling the God mind, this is really opening up our crown chakra to higher discernment energies, because Mercury in Virgo is very discerning, right? Detail, logic, analysis. And Uranus, though, kind of is about claircognizance, higher psychic abilities of claircognizance, or just knowing something to be the case. These little flashes of Uranian kind of insight and aha moments. So our powers of perception and our powers of discernment are going to be heightened right now. The trick is that with Mercury in Virgo, we have to trust the perceptions that we're getting, because Mercury in Virgo can negate the intuitive flow, right? So it's like sometimes because it's so logical, Mercury in Virgo wants to say, well, you know, they talk themselves out of an intuitive flash or insight. So rather than doing that, we want to just accept that Uranus, ruler of the God mind, ruler of these higher vibrational, higher dimensional energies, is giving us these flashes of intuitive insights that we need to trust and have faith with our powers of discernment, and just know that this is guidance. This is higher guidance that we're getting. On Wednesday, the 17th, we have the sun still in Leo for a few more days. It doesn't go into Virgo until next week. But the sun in Leo is going to in conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Now, the sun is how we shine our light. It's our identity. It's our creative leadership or creative light. And so in Leo, this is where, again, we're shining our light, we're opening our hearts, we're exuding our expression out into the world, right? It's very fiery and creative and leadership oriented and confident and courageous and making things happen out there and happy and joyous, full of life. With the inconjunct to Neptune, it might water that down a little bit, or it might make us a little confused or lacking in clarity, because Neptune is this planet of illusion and confusion, and it rules the spiritual realm. So it does rule magic and miracles and all those things of the spiritual realm and our psychic abilities. But Neptune is intangible energy. It's like, that's why we have to trust and have faith, because we can't put our finger on something solid with Neptune. And the sun in Leo, well, this is our self-identity and how we're expressing ourselves out into the world. So we might be a little confused in our expression. We might not know what we're supposed to be expressing. We might feel a little lacking in our physical vitality and physical energy as Neptune kind of usurps that a little bit. And then later on Wednesday and going into Thursday morning, the 18th, Venus is trining Jupiter. Now this is a beautiful, probably the most beautiful connection of the week, because Venus rules love and relationships, and she rules money and finances and personal resources. She rules our values, or how we value ourselves. She rules the divine feminine energies, or the divine feminine principle. And she's also known as a planet of blessings, right? Because she rules all these wonderful things. She's the planet of blessings. Well, Jupiter is known as the great benefic, or the great planet of blessings. He brings blessings in a huge and expanded way. Abundance and prosperity is what he rules. He rules expansion and sometimes exaggeration. Sometimes he rules excess. This is why he rules abundance. But Jupiter is known as, again, the great benefic, the planet of blessings. So when we have these two planets that both rule blessings coming together in a positive trine aspect, and they're both in fire signs, which is energy and passion and creativity and leadership and take charge ability, this is something that can be really good. You have to look for whatever the blessings are, okay? Don't let them pass you by without recognizing what they are, because sometimes a trine connection is so easy and harmonious that sometimes we just kind of miss it. So just make sure that you're looking for what in your life is bringing blessings, who in your life is bringing blessings. You know, look at the situations and the conversations that you're immersed in. And this is all about, again, our creative, active energy. So maybe we need to actually take an action, you know, make something happen, bring in a blessing. So that's going to be a very auspicious time. And then later on Thursday, we shift a little bit, because later on Thursday we have Mercury in Virgo again, and now it's in conjuncting Saturn. So again, Mercury in Virgo can be a little bit overly perfectionistic, a little bit overly critical in its thinking and analyzation. And with an inconjunct to Saturn, that means there needs to be some sort of adjustment made. Saturn can rule delays, Saturn can rule limitations, restrictions, karmic lessons, responsibilities. Saturn is also the great manifester, or the teacher, who brings things into form, but the inconjunct is considered a difficult aspect. So probably we're going to be a little frustrated in our own minds, a little bit of frustrated conversations with others, or in our perceptions or ways of thinking within ourselves. We're feeling a little bit insecure or cautious, even negative, for instance. So just make sure that you make the adjustments necessary and put that to good use. And what's a good use of Mercury and Virgo in conjunct Saturn? I want to say paying attention to details, focusing on work, putting your effort in towards things that need to get done, making lists and check marking off each thing on your list, your to-do list, okay? So that's going to be a great use of that energy, making a plan, having a strategy, making a checklist, and then going through and one by one taking care of business. On Friday the 19th, we have the Sun in Leo. Now it's in conjuncting Pluto. Remember on Wednesday it in conjuncted Neptune. Now on Friday it's in conjuncting Pluto. There might be some sort of power and control issue with other people, or we might feel disempowered in some way by a situation or circumstance. We might feel disempowered by our own sense of self, like, how we're thinking about ourselves or expressing ourselves. We just might feel a little bit more insecure. And we need to move through some sort of transformation energies and take back our power and own our power again and release and let go of anything that's weighing us down. On Saturday the 20th, this is probably the highlight of the week, at least next to the Venus connecting with Jupiter aspect. On the 20th, Saturday, we have Mars, the warrior, planet of energy, action, and forward movement, moving into Gemini. Now, normally, Mars stays in each sign of the zodiac for just a few weeks. I don't know, about a month and a half, let's say, give or take. But with Mars going into Gemini, it's going to be there for a really long time, because Gemini is the place that Mars is going to go into a retrograde movement. So from the 20th of August through March 5th is what I wrote down. March 25th, 2023. Mars is going to be in Gemini. That's a really long time, right? August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I mean, that's over 6 months for sure. It's going to go retrograde in Gemini October 30th through January 12th. It stays in Gemini during its whole retrograde movement. Now, Mars is a fiery, action, reactive sort of planet, right? He likes to move fast. Gemini is a mutable air sign. Air meaning that it rules the mental realm. Mutable means that it's changeable, it's not grounded, it's not focused. So Mars in Gemini for this whole time is going to activate ideas, for sure. It's going to activate these new ideas, new ways of communicating, new ways of expressing oneself, new perceptions, new modes of learning something new. It can even activate if you're thinking about teaching something to other people, or you are a teacher, it's going to activate teaching. So it's activating a lot of good things, but because it's mutable air, it's going to activate this ungrounded, unfocused, juggling many things at once, having to take care of a lot of things at the same time sort of energy. So we can be highly unfocused and highly confused and highly ungrounded. And this is about multitasking. So if you're a good multitasker, you're going to have lots to do. Multitasking. It's going to be like, let's juggle a lot of things and get a lot of things done. If you're not one that likes to multitask, or you find it difficult without scattering your energies, this is going to be perhaps a time period that's a little bit difficult. So you're needing to find ways to stay grounded and focused. Again, making lists is one of those ways to stay on track. It's like if you're trying to complete a project or you're trying to stay on a timeline with things, it's going to be more difficult with Mars and Gemini. But if we, every week or every month we make our list, this can kind of help to keep us focused. Staying grounded by taking walks out in nature, that can help to ground us. Using certain essential oils or crystals that are grounding, that can help to ground us. So think of ways over the next 6-7 months that are going to help you to stay focused and grounded during this time period of Mars and Gemini. But again, it can be full of all these wonderful new ideas and activating new ways of looking at things and learning things. And this is a great time to take workshops and classes and read new books of information and learn new things. which, by the way, I have a tarot class coming up. So if that interests you, make sure that you connect with me. And that's going to start in actually September. Now, on Sunday the 21st, we end the week with Mercury in Virgo opposing Neptune in Pisces. So again, Mercury in Virgo wants to be logical and detail-oriented, but opposing Neptune, it becomes a little bit lacking in those areas. It's kind of like merging logic with intuition. The logic of Virgo, merging that with the intuition of Neptune in Pisces. Merging the idea of analyzing and using discernment with trust and faith of Neptune in Pisces. So we might feel a little ungrounded. Communications might be a little confusing on that day. They can kind of border between being a little bit critical or judgmental versus unclear with your conversations and communications with other people. So that's a little bit about the astrology of the week. Let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides, okay? Okay, I actually got only 3 cards. Can you believe it? Okay, so using the Universal Celtic Tarot, I think this is the second time in my videos that I've used this. The first card, the first message, is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, we are starting to shift from Leo fire energy into Virgo earth energy, right? And the Pentacle suit is about earth. We got the Queen. So we need to embody the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, where we're grounded and we're practical and we're focused and we're logical and we're dealing with the earthly situations in life, right? Pentacles deals with career, business, money, finance, and the Queen is kind of merging the emotional nature with these practical aspects of life. So we're not totally out of the emotions, right? Because it's the Queen. So the Queen is intuitive, the Queen is loving and caring, and she's again immersed in her emotional feeling nature. But she's emerged in her emotional feeling nature and again these practical areas of life. Job, taking care of the kids, her relationships with other people, handling finances, taking care of business basically on a daily basis here. She's holding a pentacle. She's got a couple of fairies around her. So again, nature is highly connected to the pentacle suit because it's earth, and earth is nature. So here we've got a couple of fairies that she's being surrounded by, maybe guided by. So her intuition again, right, because she's the Queen, her intuition is still active. She's needing to pay attention to the signs that the nature spirits are giving her. This could be actually connecting to fairies. This could be connecting to the nature realm or animal spirits or animal guides. This could be just getting out in nature and letting the elements of nature, the sun, the wind, the ground beneath her feet to kind of just speak to her, right? So I just feel like we need to embody this energy. We're embodying this logical, grounded, focused, yet intuitive, psychic, and emotional energy in order to get things done on a day-to-day basis, okay? And again, Mercury's in Virgo, and Mercury is kind of highlighted with 3 connections this week. So that makes a lot of sense that we're paying attention to logical mind stuff and getting things done, okay? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the second card. The second card is the Six of Wands. Well, this is definitely Venus connecting with Jupiter, right? Wands is the suit of fire, the suit of spirit. Venus is in fire sign Leo. Jupiter is in fire sign Aries. Those are the 2 planets of blessings coming together. And here we have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is success and recognition and some sort of blessings. We can see this by looking at the person, the knight, if you will, perhaps, on his horse in the middle of a field. He's surrounded in the background by a lot of people, as if all these people are, again, appreciating him, recognizing him, maybe seeing him off on his journey forward, because it looks like he's off kind of in the distance from where they are. So they're seeing him off and they're supporting him in his journey. So we're supported in our journey with Venus connecting to Jupiter, and we're being recognized and appreciated by the universe, by our spirit guides, by those people that are in our lives as we move forward in some way. Maybe we're moving forward in our business. Maybe we're moving forward on our path. Maybe we're moving forward in a relationship, whatever it might be. We've got two guardians here, it looks like. Two guardians on either side of this kind of sunlit back screen, of a sky here. So again, it's bringing in the solar plexus chakra, our center of personal power, our confidence, our courage, our leadership, which is what this person is embodying as he's sitting on that horse in the middle of the field moving forward, right? He's confident in where he's going. He's going to be shining his light out to the world for all the world to see. And he's surrounded by lush green grass and again, a beautiful sunlit sky. So there's a lot of blessings coming as long as you recognize, and even again, recognize that some of the blessings might be love from other people, right? That's a blessing when we have the love and support of other people in our lives. So remember that blessings don't have to be financial or money or possession oriented. Blessings can come in the way of support from others, good health, feeling energized and full of life yourself. There's all these different ways that blessings can come into our lives. So we just have to recognize how those blessings are showing up for us. Okay? All right. And then the last card. Okay, so the last card is the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords. So the Suit of Swords is the suit of the mental realm. So we definitely, here we have a mental card amongst Mercury being in Virgo, so I'm not surprised. The number 8 is about empowerment and numerology. It can be about business too. Business, money, finance, career. And the sun in Leo connecting with Pluto. This can be about empowering ourselves and shining our light forward in our career. But the sun with Pluto can also be about power and control issues, as I mentioned. And the number 8 also can be about that. Authority issues, some power and control issues, maybe feeling disempowered. This is disempowered on a mental level. Our thoughts may be disempowering us. Our perceptions may be disempowering us. I love that this is an angel, though, and got the eyes of the owl in the background behind the angel. So the Eight of Swords usually means, again, feeling disempowered on a mental level. There's either communications with others or messages from others that are disempowering, or our own thoughts and perceptions are disempowering us. But here again, this angel, she's holding a sword in each hand. So I feel like she's definitely empowering herself, or she's getting ready to empower herself. She's also listening to the wise higher soul self in the background, or her wise angels and guides in the background, right? The owl. The owl is a totem of wisdom and perception, inner perception and inner guidance. And so here we have this angel spreading her wings, feeling confident with swords in both hands, listening to her intuition, listening to her guides, listening to her higher soul self to guide her to that next step in where she needs to go on a mental level in order to feel more confident again and more empowered again. Okay? All right, so that's the message from our angels and guides for the collective. Let's take a look at what your special message card is depending on your stone of choice. Okay, so again, we have The first one was the tangerine quartz pendant. Tangerine quartz pendant, people. Tangerine quartz. Special message. Special message for tangerine quartz. This one's calling my attention. It's kind of right in the front here. It says, in the flow. In the flow. And at the bottom it says, everything is smooth sailing. Well, that's great. Stay in the flow, go with the flow, and everything will unfold in a smooth way and in divine timing, right? If we try to be too analytical and too logical with Mercury and Virgo, then we're gonna trip ourselves up. That ego mind or the lower mind is gonna trip us up. But with Mercury connecting to Uranus, the great awakener, ruler of the God mind, and then it's connecting at the end of the week with Neptune, planet of trust and faith in the spiritual realm. Of course, in the middle of the week, we got Saturn there, which can kind of trip us up as well. But if we stay with those connections with Uranus and with Neptune, those higher collective energy, planetary energies, right? Then we'll be in the flow, right? Surrender, trust, have faith, stay in the flow, and everything will be smooth. Everything will unfold exactly as it should, right? We always want to analyze. We always want to say, well, what if? We always want to say, well, that's not logical. Or, I have to try harder, or I'm not doing something right. You're a perfect spiritual being. Everything is right. Everything is perfect. And if we just trust and have faith, now sometimes we do have to take action, but this particular card makes it seem like we just need to trust and have faith, and we just need to go with the flow, surrender, let things unfold, right? And if you do take an action, take the action with trust and faith that it's the right action and that the best next step is going to show itself. This almost looks like a Santa Claus in his sleigh. So Santa Claus in his sleigh, right? He trusts that he's going to get to where he needs to go and drop off his gifts where he needs to get to. He doesn't overly analyze and stress and get all negative, right? It's like we got this Christmas scene at the bottom. So, this could be also an indication of timing, right? That in the wintertime, whatever it is that you need to be in the flow about, whatever it is you're working towards accomplishing or materializing in your life, this might mean wintertime or around Christmas time even. So, the time where the snow's on the ground. And I know that it's different for those of you in the on the other side of the world, but whether or not you're in winter or summer, just kind of go with that flow and trust and have faith that might be a timing element for you is around the holiday season of Christmas time. Okay. All right, let's put that back in the deck. And then for those of you that chose the Lepidolite people, special message for Lepidolite. It feels like the one on the bottom. Uncovering treasure. Well, that's a nice one. Beautiful. Uncovering treasure. We got a nice little dragon there with a treasure chest full of lovely abundance and prosperity. It says, beneath the surface lies great bounty. Well, this Venus trine Jupiter is going to be good for you guys, right? Uncovering treasure. So what's the treasure you need to uncover, right? Call in your dragon guide or dragon spirit to help you uncover whatever that treasure, abundance, prosperity, and blessings are all about. And remember, it comes in various forms, so don't have any preconceived notion on how it's going to show up or what it is. Just know that abundance and prosperity is coming, that the treasure is coming. And pay attention. Pay attention Wednesday, Thursday, around that time, for whatever these blessings are all about. Let the dragon empower you. Let the dragon guide you to whatever gifts he wants to uncover for you. And maybe the gifts are something within your own soul. Maybe it's your creative self-expression. Maybe it's new traits within your personality that are being uncovered. Maybe it's confidence. Maybe it's courage. Maybe it's you shining your light. This dragon's kind of all lit up in a light-filled way. So maybe it's you shining your light out into the world, and that's the treasure. So whatever it is, just be open. Be open to what lies beneath the surface there. Okay. And for those of you that chose the citrine people, special message for citrine. This one in the middle is calling my attention. Distant thunder. Okay, you guys. Citrine people, distant thunder. And it says clear the air. So maybe you need to clear the air with somebody. Maybe you need to speak your truth with somebody. Seems like there might be a storm off in the distance coming. Doesn't necessarily mean it's with a loved one. This could be a situation in your life that is going to be posing a challenge at some point. And it doesn't have to be a huge challenge, right? But there is lightning there in the background. There is a maiden in a tower here. She's kind of looking out her tower window, and she's looking off into the distance at these storm clouds and the lightning bolt hitting. It's kind of next to a mountain as well. So it seems like as we move, I feel like this is probably as we move into September and maybe into October, that there's something coming that will take precedence in your life that needs to be taken care of. Again, maybe it's business or career, maybe it's financial, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a family situation. Again, it doesn't have to be totally scary, but the universe is trying to get your attention, right? The distant thunder is calling to you. The lightning bolt is showing itself and giving you some sort of sign or message to pay attention to something. Something needs to be attended to or taken care of, or we need to put our focus and attention on something and take care of it. So again, don't have too much fear or anxiety about it. I feel like everything's going to be okay. And trying to think, what else do we have coming in here? Oh, they're saying to look at it from, again, a higher perspective. I've been using that kind of idea a lot lately, but not just looking at it from the ego mind perspective, but from the higher mind perspective. Why is the universe trying to get your attention? Why is the situation going to be coming up? What are you supposed to be paying attention to? There's something about soul learning or soul healing that's taking place. So look at it from that higher spiritual perspective of learning something that's going to aid your spiritual growth and evolution as you move forward in your life. Okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Sending you all lots of love and light and many, many blessings on your journey forward until we meet again next week. Namaste, everyone.